Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, 1972's Naked Girl Killed in the Park, or as the actual opening credit sequence says, Naked Girl Killed in Park. Very interesting. This is put out by Desert Island Classics. I believe I've reviewed other movies distributed by Desert Island Classics, which I believe it's a kind of a distributor that puts out public domain films. They have their own website as well. They're all DVD-Rs, and they look like they're all ripped from VHS copies for the most part. And they're rough, they're varying qualities. This is the back of it. But you can buy these on Amazon or buy them directly, a little bit more difficultly, directly through Desert Island Classics website, which is at the bottom here, desertislandfilms.com. All of these are typically about 10 bucks on Amazon, and that's where I got this one. So let's look at Naked Girl Killed in the Park, 1972. Boy, is this an unknown movie right here. Really cool artwork on the cover. But this is a very unknown film, and a film that I never heard of, even in all the circles of films that I'm typically into. So let's look at this film from 1972 and let's get into it here. Essentially, we have a giallo, gothic, horror vibe to a film. With a nice dose of sleaziness that is common in varying giallo films as well. And what we have here is we have a film that really mashes up a variety of genres and a variety of atmospheres and a variety of feels. We have this is a film of locations. To me, definitely a film of locations. And there is a death, there is a murder that needs to be solved. And it's the murder. This murder actually takes place at an amusement park dark ride. Yes. And as the film goes on, this murder is investigated. The family is investigated, and we are looking for the suspect. We are looking for the connection to this older man's murder. This is 1972's Naked Girl Killed in the Park. And yes, you're wondering, wait a minute, didn't I say a naked man, or didn't I say a man on a dark ride? Well, yeah, but there's also a girl that gets killed in the park as well later on in the film, and I believe that's where the title comes from. And I guess it would be more alluring than, old man killed on dark ride, although I think that'd be a pretty cool title as well. So let's get into this movie here. First and foremost, we look at the music for the film, the score for the film. The score is as diverse as the genres that are represented in the film. When people think of giallo films, they think specifically of films, that incorporate lurid subject matter, mystery, of course, a black glove killer or just some sort of mystery, a level of sexuality and sleaze, and a mystery to be solved. In this particular film, we are bringing in definite gothic horror elements as well into the mix, which brings the score to another level as well. There's also dramatic elements in here as well. So we have an orchestrated score at times. We have an elegant jazz score at times. We also have some jazzy female lush vocals that remind me of some Jess Franco films, like Eugenie, her story into perversion. And we also have some 70s funk exploitation sounding music and we have this one piece of music orchestrated that is dark and so interesting and mysterious, and it gives you such a good feeling, a good vibe, a mysterious gothic unraveling of a mystery vibe. You hear it a couple times throughout the film, right when you think it might be a main theme, and it might not be. There's a lot of music in the film. There's a lot of great score in this film. And there's some classical music. We have an interesting mix of elegance and then also, sleaze exploitation in the score. But I would say it's predominantly a core of elegance, which can be very beautifully misleading for some of the subject matter and the situations in this film. When I look at the cinematography and the style in this movie, this is a film that really has some wild wildly interesting editing. And you see it in the first 15 minutes, right off, you're going to start to see it, where the editing and the transitions from scene to scene are done in a very unique fashion, playing with the viewer's presuppositions or what expectations from scene to scene, and how the edits move. There's an edit in the film also involving photography and anxiety, and the overall style. Naked Girl Killed in the Park is a film of shadows and darkness. And this is an experience where the film starts off in a dark ride, almost like Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse, and it's a great dark ride. If you like dark rides at amusement parks, you're gonna love this vibe. And there's some great carnival rides in this film as well. And we spend our time at an amusement park for a bit throughout the film. We also spend our time an elegant party and offices. But then the movie shifts when we go to the estate. There is a wealthy estate, and it's at this wealthy estate that the murder and the mystery of the murder starts to unravel and unravel and unravel. And if you know giallo films, there are red herrings galore. When you think the movie is over, there's 15 minutes left, and there are more that, oh, that's it. The story is solved. This was the murderer. No, no, no. It's actually much more complex. And like giallo films, like they tend to have very complex unravelings. And this was a unique unraveling and a unique twist and turn in this film that just had a very interestingly lurid storyline, and the twist and the solved unraveling mystery of the film. The shadows and the darkness of this movie, wow, it was so gothic, so gothic. It really felt at times like I was watching an old dark house horror film. And what an amazing mix with that, with the giallo elements. I heard that this is similar to a film called Seven Deaths in a Cat's Eye, which I'll be looking at in the future on this YouTube page, which I have not watched yet, which supposedly incorporates giallo with gothic horror. And what a great, great mix to put in here that's not typically common in a way. And even in the sound design, we have almost haunted house sound design of ooh, and thunder crashing and lightning and the strobes of the thunder and the lightning and mysterious phone messages, mysterious phone calls. Now, in terms of the violence of the movie, we have some blood, but it is not an incredibly violent film, or an incredibly gory film like you would typically see in an Argento giallo or a Fulci giallo. But what you're getting here is you are getting violence. You're getting violence in tone. You're seeing aftermath. There's some blood around the mouth, some blood out of the nose, a cut neck. But what you're getting here is the impact, the tonal impact of the violence and the shock and the gothic nature of the violence as well. And there's even some more violence at the amusement park as well. In terms of the sexuality of the film, we have topless nudity and women's butts, and some interesting sexual dynamics within the estate that are very luridly bizarre. And we have characters in this film. We have some very interesting mental states in this film as well, and some interesting physical conditions, like some interesting anxiety, emotional distress, and even heart problems. Now, I will say that the females in this film are just amazing to look at. The lead girl in the film, who plays the character Catherine, I believe, she plays the youngest daughter at the estate. She has this kind of long, straight black hair. My gosh, she's just so alluring, so sexually captivating and beautiful. Just has that real vibe to her. And this was supposedly a Spanish Italian co-production. Um, as I learned in the closing credits, and all the credits, by the way, are this shocking red on a black screen. You know, something that you would see in a horror film. You know, in a disturbing horror film at that. You know, so we have all of these elements mixed together, and we have some sex scenes that are pretty hot and heavy, and not long-winded, but very very effective, and definitely a sexuality and very very interesting twisted characters that you would find in an old dark house horror film. Twisted characters with different twisted idiosyncrasies, all within the estate, the family members of the estate, and the bizarre secrets and weird paintings on the wall. You know, there are some flashback sequences that are done so creatively with the opening of doors within the hallway of the estate. Wow. It was just very, very creatively done, and very interesting private investigator, police twists in the film as well, and drama in the film. You know, typically in a giallo film, you'll have the mystery and you'll have people trying to investigate it, obviously. In this film, it kind of turns that on its head a little bit and does some unique creative things with it as well. I have to be honest with you, I cannot believe this film is not more well known. This needs a Blu-ray release from some major company, from some distribution company. This film, if you like giallo films, you know, I would think this would be an awesome, awesome film. There's mystery in the film. There's mystery not just in the murder. There's mystery behind characters' eyes. There's mystery. The eyes allure. The women's naked bodies allure, and yet also disturb in the face of murder. The balconies of the estate, the hallways of the estate, the paintings, drugs, alcohol, dancing, and just this world of sexuality, yet darkness. This is a very unique storyline, and I really, really thought this film was great. From the amusement parks setting to the old dark mansion estate. This is Naked Girl Killed in the Park, 1972. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like Naked Girl Killed in the Park, 1972. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.